Hi everybody, welcome to another update on the stock screener. Today we're going to talk about the candy store, but I'm going to top it up a notch. I'm introducing to you the VGC project. So what is the VGC project? So I have been tracking my portfolio for the last month, and I wanted to see if I could beat the stock market by investing in 3 pillars. And those 3 pillars are V, G, and C. So the V stands for value. We only invest in stocks that are undervalued with PEs like below 3 or 5. So that's the first pillar, always buy undervalued cheap companies. The second pillar is growth. We only invest in companies that can grow, either grow in production, grow by lowering costs, or can also grow because they are in a growing market like the lithium market or the natural gas market or in a booming housing market. So there needs to be a growth component. And the last pillar is the catalyst. We need to invest in companies that have a near-term catalyst. For example, Sigma Lithium that is going to put out a resource estimate on the phase 4. Or another catalyst could be Verde that is going to fix the roads. So there needs to be a catalyst that will propel the stock higher because people like hope. They buy on hope. So I have tracked my portfolio and you can see this on this Excel. This is my portfolio allocation. It's the real portfolio allocation. I did not include the real number, of course, but let's say it starts at 10,000. Here you can see the S&P. It has gone down. And I have been able to actually beat the S&P and increase my portfolio by investing according to the VGC principles. So I'm going to keep on tracking this via the candy store updates and see where we go. So let's hope that this portfolio will increase over time. I could even add a membership component to this if people are interested, where I will show every trade that I make. So these are all trades, all these points here. If people are interested, we can talk about that. But otherwise, I will sporadically just show the portfolio, maybe 1 time a month. And we will go over our picks. So let's talk about the first one. That's 10th Avenue Petroleum. So just a recent buy. I made a video about that. It has done very well. 10th Avenue is currently here at a market cap of 11 million. And you can see that there's plenty of upsides because this is a growth story. It's a growth story and it's undervalued because the cash flow that is coming in will be around 2 times cash flow. So that's very undervalued and there is growth for next year. So this is a buy. It's a long-term hold. The second one is Sunrise New Energy. I just wanted to buy this one because I think graphite is Lithium 2.0. So I want to have this. It's done very well. You can spy on them because they have this camera that will look on the workers. So you can see if they are working or not. And I think that graphite is something to hold. That will be Lithium 2.0. I don't have the production cost numbers yet, so it's a bit of a gamble, but let's see where this goes. And it's a Chinese company. Then we have Goodfellow. We had a very good Canadian housing starts. They beat estimates. So the Canadian housing starts, let's go to here. Canadian housing starts were at 300. So my projection here, going to here, is panning out. So Canadians apparently are building more homes. And I expect this to continue to grow because more and more migrants come to Canada. And this here is correlated to Goodfellow's earnings. PE is still at 3.5, very cheap. Book value, half times book value. So we are continuing to hold this. So value is here, very cheap. There is growth due to the housing market in Canada. And yeah, probably not a lot of catalysts here. This is just a long-term hold. Chart looks fine. Next one, Santacruz Silver. I have sold it. I still like it, but I'm a bit concerned about the zinc market because we are going in a recession and I'm not sure if I want to stay in zinc because the zinc price is currently at 1.3. It's actually up again, so that's good. 1.335. So if you put 1.335 here, you can see that it goes up again. So they got very good production numbers. Production went up by 10% quarter over quarter. So they're doing very well. I just don't want to be in zinc at the moment because the housing market is starting to decline in the US. China isn't doing that well. If this goes, for example, to 1.2, then you can see how fast it can drop. So yeah, I still like it. It's undervalued, but there are risks. So that's why I deleted Santacruz from the portfolio. Then the next one is, let's take Pieridae Energy. I actually increased my position here today. So this is what I increased here. I sold Birchcliff and PEA.TO because I really believe in this play. When we look at the valuations, you can see that the ICO price is very important. Currently, it's around 4. Sometimes it drops to 3, but we should see 4 ICO gas price. And at 4, you can see that there is plenty of upside. 150 going to 800. So more than a double at least. If we get a Canadian price of gas around $4. If it goes to 5, it can go even higher, maybe a tenfold. And I believe that the Canadian gas prices will go back to $8. So it goes up, down, and now it is probably back in an up cycle. So we need to wait a few years, and then it will be at $8 again. Okay, so even at $4, it's a multi-bagger. And at $3, we are actually even a double, 20-30% upside at $3. So this is a very good play. They will pay off debt. Probably in 2 years, the debt will be paid off. And then we will see a significant increase in earnings. So I think this will do very well. Scorpio Tankers I sold. I'm still bullish on the tanker market. Tanker rates keep on rising. PE ratio is around 3.5 now, almost 4. Yeah, but I saw better opportunities elsewhere. So this is not in the portfolio anymore. But feel free to keep it because it's a very good play. Then Birchcliff, I said I sold it. I was not too happy with the increase in capital that they had to use for this year. And also the gas prices have crashed. So we were at 10 billion upside. Now we are only at 5 billion. So it's half the value now. There's still upside, but it's more like 30-40%. And that's because gas has come down. So it can still go up, but there's not a lot of upside anymore. Highly dependent on natural gas. It's still a good company. You get 7% dividend. That's not bad. But I see better opportunities in, for example, Pieridae Energy. So this is deleted. That's good for retired people that want income, not for me. Then we have Trillium Energy. Trillium Energy just reported that they are at the bottom of the gas well. So they have drilled it, the first hole, and they are now testing the gas flow. So that's a positive catalyst. There will be more catalysts coming as they drill more holes. Trend looks very good. Will probably break out. Valuations wise, also very good. Less than 1 times cash flow at the current prices. So there is value, there is a catalyst, and there is growth because they are just going to increase production. As you can see here, production will keep on increasing for the next 2 years. Very undervalued, 150 market cap, can easily go 4x, 5x in the coming years. But of course, we need high EU gas prices, and they have come down. But I think they will stay elevated for some time. So this is a keeper. Then Verde Agritech. I have rebought more of it, as you can see in this chart, bought more. Because they have just fixed the roads. and that led to an increase of 30%. Very good company. Let's take a look at the valuations. So this is this small blip up 30%, but there is plenty of upside from here in the coming years. Can easily go tenfold. Yes, it can go tenfold when they can build the new plant. And we also know that Russia is in big trouble. They have logistical problems. Their production is actually down by 40%. I talked about that earlier. Not sure if I have the chart here. Probably not. But yeah, Russia's production of potash has gone down by 40%. And that means that globally, potash production is down by 20%, right? Because Russia is a big part. Nutrien can only increase that potash production by maybe 6% in a few years. So there will be a deficit in potash. So I think potash can go back up at some point. Food will go up, and that will support Verde. Valuation-wise, very cheap. There's growth and catalysts coming from Russia, where production is now down 40%. So this is a keeper. Lots of other catalysts like permits coming, new contracts, more users. Biorevolution is starting, and plant constructions starting. Probably capacity expansions of plant 1 and 2. So plenty of catalysts coming. Last one is Sigma Lithium. Of course, this one is a keeper, and it is my largest holding, as you can see here. Why? Because EVs are booming. China wants to build more EVs and needs more lithium. And it's not that easy to permit those lithium mines. So we buy the first mover, which is Sigma Lithium. Valuation-wise, it's very cheap. As I said, do not look at this hockey stick chart and think that it will probably crash. No, it will keep on rising. And why is that? Because there is still plenty of upside coming. This is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. So over time, this is just going to keep on rising. And I didn't even use the real spodumene price. This is the price average, 5%. But Sigma sells spodumene at 6%. So the price is actually 7,800 right now. And you can see that the upside is much higher. But I'm very conservative and take the average spodumene price. So undervalued, a lot of catalysts, more mines will come online, more PEAs, more resource estimates, and higher lithium prices. Because China is now building EVs. Next up will be Europe, and then USA will also go to EVs. So we are still in the starting phases of this lithium bull market. So that's our portfolio, and that was the update. and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.